I had just finished work, and this is the route I usually come. I come down this really dark alleyway, and then it leads into the middle of nowhere. When I decided to come down this way, I've walked for a bit, and then I saw a light coming from an old restaurant area. I asked the man how was he, and he said he was good. And I asked him, have you been creeped out recently? And he said yes. He told me about this weird, creepy guy who has been stalking the streets. When I looked back down the street, I saw him. It was him, the guy who'd been following me with a weird smile, and we had just been talking about him. The weirdest part was, he spoke. He said in a weird voice, "Hello?" Me and the man dashed into the restaurant and shut all the doors. Luckily, the man had an air rifle, and by the time he got the air rifle and got back outside, he was gone. We didn't know what to do. The man said, "Ring 9999. I corrected him, "We don't live in Britain, we live in the USA." Because the man was British, he thought he still lived in Britain. And he also had a bit of dementia, so that's why. I said, "Ring 911. And I said that maybe not be a good idea because 911 won't be able to do anything about this, man. We checked down the alley again, and he was there, this time closer. I could see his outline. I told the really kind man with dementia that I had to go because I had to rush home before this man would follow me. So what I done is I went out the front entrance to the back alleyway. The man wasn't there at the front entrance, so I phew. Then, scraping at the door occurred, and then loud screams. The man had been attacked by the man. The smiling man had killed the dementia man. I ran as fast as I could to my house. Once I arrived there, I shut the door behind me and locked it, and locked every door and every window, and just stayed upstairs watching a movie. I couldn't get this out of my mind. I just couldn't get it physically out of my mind. I would have to do something, like shoot this guy or confront him, to tell him to stop doing anything, or try and ring the police to see if they'll do anything about it. But I'm dreading to ring the police, though, because if I ring the police, they're not going to do anything about it, and they're going to think that I'm being stupid because it's obviously not going to come out of there. A meanwhile passed, and I was getting quite late into my film, and it was about to finish, until I heard scraping at the front door, similar to the sounds that were coming from the old man's house. I ran down to the front door thinking it was my mum, but it wasn't. There was an outline of a figure through the glass, and it was the same. It was the same as the one that I saw in the alleyway. It was the smiling man. I shouted, "Get the fuck out of here now! I'm going to ring the fucking police!" Then, I turned around to have a look at where my phone was. I turned back, and he wasn't there. I ran back upstairs and locked my door. My bedroom had a lock too, so I was alright. Then, the light under my door had a bit of a figure underneath it. It was a shadow of a person. I muffled. Oh shit. I grabbed my phone, which I realised I left downstairs, and I was trapped. I was trapped in here for a couple of days before my mum got back from Oklahoma. I won't be able to do anything. I was trapped. Then, what I had to do is I had to open the front window and somehow climb down and run to my friend's house. So I did that. The figure then disappeared underneath the door. I ran and looked behind me and saw the figure in my bedroom up in the window. I carried on without trying to trip up, but I tripped up. I tripped up on the curb, the part where the pavement was. I was on the floor in pain. Then I heard laughter coming from my house, and then footsteps. I turned and saw him. I got up and stumbled and ran towards my friend's house as quick as I fucking could. When I arrived there, I told my friend everything that happened, and his parents dialed 911. They arrived, and he was gone. The next day I went back to my house, wondering what the heck was just happened. I couldn't get to sleep that night, thinking that I was being watched through the windows of his house, because he didn't really have blinds. He only had little curtain things that couldn't shut fully. I slept downstairs, and I swear to God, that night I heard scraping at the door or at the window. And the most freakish part, I saw 2 pair of eyes and a smile imprinted on one of the windows, staring at me that night. I will never remember what happened. It was the scariest moment of my fucking life. I hope this never continues. Please, just don't look at the smiling man. Because if you look at the smiling man, he will do something bad. So it was the next day. I woke up early. Because it was school, obviously. It was school. I got up and went to school. I didn't get any breakfast. I just wanted to get an early morning there and get to school. Once I was at school and I told my friends everything that happened, and they didn't believe me. They were just started laughing at me. They just didn't stop laughing. So I did something that I regret doing. I gave them a piece of my mind. Then, it was the end of school, very quickly. A very quick 5 hours of school, really. It was already dark because it was winter at 3 o'clock. I started walking home until I heard footsteps coming from behind me. I looked back and no one was there. I just thought it was my friends messing around with me. I looked behind me again and what I saw was the same figure as I goddamn saw the other day. I was really scared now. I just started fast walking, acting as I didn't see anything or hear anything. Then I potentially started running and tripped up once again. And then took a glance behind me and he grabbed me. His thick, long arms were wrapping around my neck. I almost didn't breathe. I then got a glance of his face. His face was wider than ever, with his grin. Not even a grin, it was just a smile. A really large smile. I then pushed him out of me, and then ran for it. I got to my house really quick and locked the front door. Then he slammed the door and I heard him muffle, "Open the door." And then he said again, "Open the door, Anthony." And I was like, how the fuck does he know my name? Turns out at the end, he was in school. He was in the same school as me. And the scariest part, he was in the top right corner window, watching me and my friends. And he was watching me telling my friends about what happened. And that's what gave him the biggest grin ever, apparently. Because one of my friends told me this. He told me that he saw him pointing at me. And this will be the day I never forget. The day I will regret doing for the rest of my life. And this is what really scared me. This is what really scared me the most. When he knew my name. He knew my name. And it was the day my mother was coming home, so I was really happy. She arrived back home in a really upset manner because one of her friends died when she was away. So she had to go to a funeral and stay over there at night. And I was like, oh shit. Because I didn't want to stay any longer on my own at this house. So I asked her, can I come with her? And she said no, because it's private. I said to her, and I told her what was going on, but she didn't believe me. She just thought it was my mind playing tricks on me.